everyone, you are welcome. This is Funke Adeni Richards once again. Thank you for joining me. To my returning subscriber, thank you for always coming on board every time. I appreciate it a lot. For those who are catching me for the first time, please make sure today you subscribe before leaving. Give it a thumbs up and please put on your notification bell so you can know when I have other videos coming up. Thank you once again for joining me. Now today I'm going to be talking about handling differences. That's what we're going to be looking at. It's going to be in two parts. This is the first part. Okay, let me just start. For a young lady about to get married, and she had this conversation with her mom, just about the mom is about to give her motherly advice because she's going into marriage, and the mother was telling her, see, my daughter, as you are about to get married, let me give you a wisdom tip. One thing that you need to do is to make sure that you like whatever your husband likes, okay? Especially with food, you need to eat the same thing with him. You need to like what he likes, what he likes to eat. You need to start eating it. And the lady was like, Mom, what do you mean? There's some things that I don't like that I know actually that my fiancé liked. For example, he likes beans. I don't like beans. I don't like to eat beans. And the mother cut in. Okay, if that's the case, then you have to start eating beans. You have to like eating beans now because your husband likes it. Wow. I know that many of us, we in one way or the other, we have heard something like this because you are going into marriage. Then, whatever your husband likes, you have to like it. Especially with food, if you don't like to eat beans before, you have to start eating it now. If you don't like to eat maybe rice before, you have to start eating it now because that's what your husband likes and you have to eat whatever he eats. Now, let's talk about this. Is that really true? I don't think so, and I don't agree with that. Now, let's see. When it comes to relationship, two people, maybe just your friend, maybe just even among your siblings, among family members, we are bound to have differences. We are bound to have differences that exist. And it's always good. And we know that in relation there will be compromises. That sometimes you need to in relationship, if you want to have it your way all the time, things will not go well. So you need to understand that in relationship, of course, there will be compromise, there will be sacrifice. Okay, and there are times that over the years when you are in a relation with somebody, you tend to rub off on each other. Okay, that some things maybe you don't really like before you start liking it, but there's no rule anywhere that say what your partner likes, you have to like it in order to make that relationship work or to make that marriage work. That's not the truth. Now, I said the topic for today is handling differences. One of the problems we have in this world today is not being able to accept that we have differences and being able to work together to appreciate each other despite the differences that we have. Okay, so you see somebody who gets married now and she doesn't really like maybe eating maybe beans. Let me use that as an example. She doesn't really like eating it, but because it has been, there's that myth that you need to start liking it, that you need to start eating what he eats. If you don't do that, your marriage is not going to work. She begins to force herself to eating this bean. She doesn't like it, and anytime she's eating it, she's not happy. And even at the back of her mind, she will, if she's not being careful, she will start despising the man. That you are the one that's putting me in this horrible situation. You are the one that's making me to go through it. I don't like this. I don't like it. Now, in any good relationship, you don't force the other person to be like you. Just like when I counsel intended couples, I tell them we have temperamental differences, and one temperament is not superior to the other, nor anyone inferior to the other. Each temperament has its own strength and weakness. It has its own uniqueness, and the beauty of it is that you are different, I am different, but we can come together and still work together because there's beauty in diversity. And that is the main point of this video today. That one of the things that will help us in any relationship, anywhere you are, even in your office or in this world, is to know that we are different. to accept our differences and respect our differences. That is what is going to make it work. And that's why you see some people, even in marriage, they have become so immature that once things does not go their way, there is going to be problem. So if I don't eat what you want to eat, then there will be a problem. That is not a good way at all. And I feel that that counsel is not good, even for people coming up. We need to understand this, that we are bound to have differences, and we are not the same. To close our eyes and say differences does not exist is a lie. What will help us is to admit it, acknowledge it, that there are differences, and we are bound to have differences. We are bound to see things in different perspectives. But the beauty and the good thing in it is that, okay, how do we come together? We are different. You have something to bring up. I have something to bring on board. Then we work together. How do we make sure that with our differences, we are going to maximize it and make it to our own advantage? That is the lesson there. So please, anywhere you are, in your office, you are not all the same. And everybody has their place of strength and weakness. For example, if you are having a project, people will be working on different things, but it's all for the same cause. And that is what we need to put in mind at every point in time. That this thing, we are working for the same cause. We may be working from different perspectives, but all is to make sure that this project work out fine. And that is very, very important for us to note. So please, anywhere you're even in marriage, work out your differences. You are bound to see things in different ways. There sometimes you will agree, sometimes you will make compromise. Sometimes you say that, oh, I didn't even really like watching movie before, but now over the years, I now enjoy it. Yes, that will happen. But let me tell you the truth. There are some things you will never agree on. Okay? You will never agree on till death do you part. Yes, that's the truth. But does it mean that because you have differences in some things, then the marriage will not work, or relation will not work, or that alliance will not work? No. Despite your differences, you come together and come to the table and talk about this. Okay, you have this idea, I have this idea. Sometimes you will see that your different ideas, you can marry them together. And sometimes you can see that you can pick something from what everybody has said and put it together. And sometimes you may have to go with a particular one. You agree. That's accepting that we have different perspectives. But in the midst of it, let's reason together. Let's talk about this. And when you are able to talk about it, you see that you come out with a better plan, a better outcome. So please, even to our children, we need to teach this to them. We are different, even in this world. We are all different. And that's why you don't close your eyes. We are different in race. We are different in skin color. We are different in accent. We are different in beliefs. But in the midst of all this, let us know that we are different, but we can work together even in the midst of our diversity. And let's remember, everybody is unique. Everybody is important. Everybody has something good in him or her. Okay, so don't think that before you can get along with somebody, that person has to see things your own way. No, it doesn't work that way. Because what you will be missing the uniqueness in that person. Because that person has another perspective, and it will be a very strong one. So you'll be missing what the other person has to bring on board. So, and that's why even in marriage, I always counsel, don't ever think that you want to change the other person to be like you. Because if you do that, you are missing it totally. What the other person has that will bring into that marriage, you have missed it. So please, we are different. Let's accept and acknowledge our differences. Let's celebrate our differences. Let's accept our differences. Let's respect our differences. And in the midst of all this, let's work together, come together, reason together, and work together to have a better outcome. Thank you so much once again for joining me today. If you have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe, share this video, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And see you another time. Always remember that the key to your success is in your hand, so please use it. Bye for now.